Hey everyone, so let's talk about the Indiana Parenting Time Guidelines. First, I want to say that I am sure that the folks who modify them every year and who created them are great people. And I am sure when they write them down on paper, in theory, they sound great. The problem is when you play them out in reality, they are very seriously flawed. They are very biased towards the custodial parent instead of being fair and instead of, creating harmony, they just create more bias towards the custodial parent. And since we're in a state where the custodial parent usually wins, it's just another punch. It's just another gut kick to the person who already lost, which was the non-custodial parent. So let's talk specifically about how holiday time trumps regular weekend time. So in our particular case, this is spring break week. So the holiday has been, the weekend has been trumped by the holiday, thus meaning that if you are a parent who only gets Indiana Parenting Time Guidelines exactly as written, that means you will go 3 weekends. And like I said, in our case, we will go 3 weekends with no visits. And you would go, you would get 2 midweek visits at 4 hours each. So for non-custodial parents, they could be receiving in 21 nights only a total of 8 hours of visitation, 8 hours in 21 nights. Judges who are making these modifications to the Indiana Parenting Time Guidelines, please hear me. That is not enough time for a mom or a dad to be a parent. It's not enough time. It only takes 21 days to make a permanent change. It takes 21 days to change your routines and your habits. So taking basically 21 overnights and giving them only to one parent is horrific a thing to do to the child and to the parent. So when my children were younger, the guidelines were different. Back then it was by county, and the county I was in, and I believe the majority of the counties in Indiana, had it set up so that if there was a holiday that trumped your weekend, you then got 2 back-to-back weekends, and then the other parent got 2 back-to-back weekends. So what you could do is you could take the calendar from now until the child turned 18, and you could mark every other weekend. And then when a holiday came up that interrupted the every other weekend, because you were never to get off track all 18 years, you would just do 2 and 2, which would put you back on track, right? I have no idea why they changed that or what the argument was, but I know that the new way doesn't work in reality. I've lived it both ways, and the other way was far superior for the child having time with both parents. So I've talked to lots of different attorneys about the current every other or the current holiday weekends. And what they have to say is that if you do the calendar from now until they're 18, you will find that because either parent could end up with 3 straight weekends. You know, it's not only the custodial parent that could end up with 3 weekends. It could also be the non-custodial parent could get 3 weekends in a row, depending on how the holidays fall. Thus, it all works itself out in the wash over 18 years. That's what their theory is. Absolute hogwash. I went through, for us personally, and did the calendar for 2023, 2024, and 2025. And my husband loses 21 overnights in 3 years. Now, I don't know if I continue to do the calendar all the way until the age of 18, if it works itself out, or if he ends up being the winner or not, because I stopped after 25. But I know this. Let's hypothetically say they are correct and the time is made up at the ages of 14, 15, and 16. I still say it's ludicrous, and it's not the best way that you could possibly do it. You're giving up the time of when the child was 7, 8, and 9 and you're making it up at 14, 15, and 16? And that's an insane way to look at it. I cannot wrap my head around why anyone would say, oh yeah, that's okay, I'll make it up when she's 14. What? Why? No, I want that time to be a parent right now. Anyone worth their weight in parenthood, of course, would want that time with that child now. The future's never promised to any of us. So the final thing that I will say is that if you have an Indiana Parenting Time Guideline story, or you have a legal child custody story that you would like to share with a legislator, I would love for you to contact me. I would love for you to help us make change here in Indiana. Help us to change the laws so that we can give all viable parents 50-50 shared physical custody of their children. Help us make positive change to the Indiana Parenting Time Guidelines so that it's not skewed solely with the bias toward the custodial parent, making one a winner and one a loser. Let's make both parents winners, because the truth is they both lost when their relationship didn't work. They both lost when they didn't get to raise that child together. That's a big enough loss in itself, without adding on one of them now not getting to parent their child, not truly parent their child. So help us make change for the better of these children. This is Shel Wiedenhop, and I hope to hear from you.